You are about to embark on a show about 4 people who find themselves thrust into the backstories of pulp culture history. Join Christopher DeVos, J.L. Trost, Laura DeVos, and Sabrina Pierre as they poorly impersonate celebrities, drink a lot of beer, and answer very hard trivia questions. You are now listening to Podcast 42.
Road trip! Oh, I love road trips! Yeah, it definitely brings back childhood memories. Dad is driving the car, ignoring me every time I need a bathroom break, and Mom is sitting in the passenger seat, drinking.
JL, I'm not your father.
I know. You aren't driving.
What are you saying back there? Don't make me turn this car around.
Flashbacks. So, accurate?
What do you mean accurate? I'm not drinking.
What's in your hand?
A mom and pop store sparkling water. Apparently Bob's So Gooder Bubbles water is very popular in North Florida.
It's also in Taiwan.
How do you know that?
You're not the only one to know things, JL.
Laura, I think you turn here.
No, I know a shortcut.
Maybe we should be safe and ask a gas station attendant.
What is this, 1955? Who asks gas station attendants? Google map it if you don't trust me.
I can't get my phone to turn on.
See, I told you this was just like my childhood road trips.
JL, stop picking on Chris. Sabrina, stop pointing out that JL was right. And Chris, stop giving the material to pick on you with. You're turning into Jerry from Rick and Morty.
I can't wait until we get there. Nothing like eating fresh oranges and watching alligators in Gainesville. Gainesville, the heart of Florida.
Gainesville is not the heart of Florida, and this trip has nothing to do with oranges or alligators.
I would have not gotten into this car for 3 hours, mind you, with all of you if it didn't involve oranges and alligators.
A 3-hour tour.
No singing bad TV theme songs in the car.
By the way, Oranges and Alligators is the name of my rock and roll band.
JL, where exactly are we going again?
We're going to the Tom Petty Museum. Remember? For research for our upcoming show on him?
It's an interactive museum that has a tour narrated by holograms of Tom Petty and the band.
Really? I don't know about that. Remember the last time we did an interactive tour?
Oh, I remember. We learned about the history at Netflix and got pulled into a computer. Kind of like in Tron.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. We all got lifetime subscriptions to Netflix out of it, and free movies from the lone Blockbuster video store that's left.
What good is that going to do? We don't even own a VHS player anymore. Plus, isn't that store in Utah? And I don't want to get sucked into another computer.
I own a VHS player.
It says here that the holograms walk the museum with you. They're like the holograms the big-time bands are touring with.
Like holographic Dio.
Or holographic Tupac.
Or holographic Fred Durst.
Fred Durst isn't dead.
No, just his career.
Burn!
Fine, but if anything goes wrong, I'm never doing another show.
Deal.
Are we going to get drinks before the tour?
Don't forget, I demand oranges and the alligators. It's part of my rider.
We aren't big enough to have a rider.
JL, I'm sure they have drinks there. And Sabrina, let's see if we have time after the tour.
Fine, but I really want to feed an alligator oranges.
We're here. I have to say that since this is audio and it's the only way you know we got to the museum.
It looks small.
That's what she said.
Too easy. Besides, the sooner we do this tour, the sooner we can get drinks.
Well, when you say it that way, let's get this tour over with.
Don't worry, I got the tickets this time.
Didn't you just think we were going to an alligator farm?
Yeah, that's why I got tickets on Groupon for the museum, and it came with admission to see the gators.
Thank you, Sabrina. Finally, someone got the right tickets.
Sabrina, these tickets are for the museum and a University of Florida football game.
It said Gators. See? Right here. G-A-T-O-R-S. Alligators!
Right. It also says capital U, small o, capital F, University of Florida, the Gators.
Great. Now I've got to go back to school. just like Dangerfield.
I don't think the tickets cover that.
Well then, I guess we'll have to go watch some foosball.
Maybe. Tour first, foosball later. Hello, welcome to the Heartbreak Hotel.
Wasn't that an Elvis song?
It is. Elvis was Tom Petty's biggest influence, so he wanted his museum to have a little Elvis flair to it, and named it after the song.
Makes sense.
This museum is dedicated to and about the greatest rock and roll band to come out of Gainesville, Florida.
Sister Hazel!
No.
Well, it is hard to say.
Don't you start doing that song thing, too.
Yeah, that's my bit. Besides, words can't say and I can't do enough to prove it's all for you.
Aww. And back to who this is really about, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
One of my favorite bands.
They're all right. Just all right. All right. Listen, Missy. On this tour, you'll be guided by Tom Petty himself, plus a wide variety of guest stars along the way. The tour will take approximately 3 hours.
A 3-hour tour.
I wanted to say it this time.
Gotta be fast.
Listen up. We're getting instructions and the premise overview. Sorry. Please continue. No worries. Happens every time. Now let me introduce you to the guide. He is Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, and he's ready to take you on a tour that you'll never forget. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Tom Petty.
Thank you for the introduction. Hello, I'm Tom Petty, and I'm here to tell you about me and my band.
The Heartbreakers.
Wow! He looks like he is right here! This is the most realistic hologram that I've ever seen, by the way. I'm gonna put my hand through him.
Thank you, and please don't. I always try to give the audience what they're looking for, which is the best experience ever.
Yeah. So does this tour pass any food and drink carts or anything?
Yes, there's one right over there. It is just before our starting point on the tour.
Yeah, that's great. I'll meet everyone over there. I'm going to get us something to drink.
JL's beer cooler, it's cooler than you think. JL's beer cooler, it's cool enough to drink. It's cool enough to drink, yeah.
What is this?
Well, holographic Tom Petty that can't really drink the beer. It's from my favorite brewery. It's from Cigar City Brewing. It's their Paloma Gose.
Smells kind of grapefruity.
It's refreshingly tart. It told me so on the can.
It does. That's what it says.
It is. It's kind of Jolly Ranchery. Jolly Ranchery.
I knew how much Laura liked grapefruit, so I got it for her.
Is this supposed to be grapefruit?
It smells like it.
It's an ale brewed with grapefruit, lime, and salt. It's a grapefruit margarita!
I'm not sure what I'm liking this first couple sips. It's not bad, but I'm already guessing this is a beer that you're going to like over the more that you drink it.
Yes.
I think so.
I think so. I like it so far. It's
Have you
living
had
up to
it?
its label. No. Like I said, I saw it. They were the last 4, so I thought they should be good. They were selling out.
Or they were cheap. So stay tuned to the end of the show when we rate the beer based on a 6-pack, 1 through 6. 1 being the worst, 6 being the best. This makes sense to everybody in the world except for one lone Canadian in Kissimmee.
All right. Now that everyone has a beverage, let's begin the tour.
This is gonna be so good!
I was born October 20th, 1950, right here in Gainesville, Florida.
At least the site of the museum makes sense. Could you imagine having it in Seattle?
What? Next to the Nirvana Museum?
Or in Chicago.
Across the street from the Fall Out Boy Museum?
Ooh, I like this game. Or if it had been in Australia.
The Kylie Minogue Museum is there, yet your tour is right here, where you are, right now.
Sorry, we laugh easily when I do voices.
Yeah, we also get distracted easily.
That's fine, as long as it doesn't disrupt the tour.
Oh, it will. It will.
Moving on. My love for rock and roll began when I was 10 years old. I met Elvis Presley while he was filming the movie Follow That Dream. My uncle was working on the set of the film, and I went to watch them shoot some of the movie.
Wow. To be impacted that young and meet your hero is amazing. I wish I could meet my hero.
It really was. Who is your hero, Sabrina?
I have two. Julie Andrews and Lucille Ball.
Good choices.
Saw that coming.
My hero is Alan Alda.
Chris, I don't think our Hollow Guide wants to hear who our favorite heroes are.
Oh, I don't mind. It helps me learn a little about who I'm with.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, my hero is Tim Curry.
See? It's good to open with our feelings.
My hero is Steven Spielberg.
I didn't see that coming. Judging by the scripts he wrote, I figured Quentin Tarantino was going to be your hero.
Nah, his scripts still have more depth than mine. Kiss is my favorite band, and apparently I write deep scripts like they write meaningful lyrics.
Meaningful lyrics or not, Kiss is still one of the greatest rock bands ever.
You know it! Kiss Army!
I'm in the Kiss Army too.
I'm starting to like you more than I did already, Bob Dylan, Tom Petty hologram.
Is JL bonding with a hologram?
Shh. It's sweet. Let's watch from afar. Maybe they will make little hologram babies.
I guess we are being distracting. We will talk more later. I'll give you my email.
Cool. I kind of talk like I sing. My next realization about wanting to become a rock star after I watched the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. It looked like so much fun performing on stage and writing music for people to enjoy. I knew that was what I was born to do.
And the Beatles inspire another person to become a musician.
And just like my namesake, I'm inspiring others to follow their dreams.
Yeah, how are you doing that?
The number of podcasts has almost tripled since we started Podcast 42.
Yeah, can't argue there. He's right.
That's all because of us?
No.
No, it's because I'm John Lennon.
Wait, he's John Lennon?
No, he's named after John Lennon.
So he's just named after John Lennon and isn't really John Lennon?
I am John Lennon, just not the one from the Beatles.
I see. Well, I dropped out of high school and joined my first band, the Epics. When I was 17, I played the bass guitar. I later learned how to play guitar from Don Felder, who would go on to join the Eagles. He was also living in Gainesville at the time.
Tom was a good kid who wanted to play guitar. I needed the money, as I was saving up to buy a dirt bike. All my friends had dirt bikes. I just had dirt. No sense in having dirt without a bike. So I taught him how to play.
Deep. It's like they have some sort of father-son on a dirt bike type of connection.
How do you get that? Like, he clearly just wanted a dirt bike.
Listen, I'm a good judge of character.
And actually was a better relationship than I had with my father. My father was abusive, both verbally and physically. And he didn't understand why I wanted to make a career out of making music.
Sounds rough.
It was. I eventually joined the band Mudcrutch. I decided to move away from Gainesville and start a new life in Los Angeles.
Classic rock and roll rite of passage. They always go to LA to make it, yet most just fail and go back to where they came from.
Professionally, we failed. But for me personally, I succeeded. I married my girlfriend, Jane Benyo, before I left Florida. We had our first daughter, Adria, while we were dating. And then later we had another little girl after we moved to California.
Well, at least your love life was working for you.
Oh, just wait. The band was picked up by Shelter Records. That was before we went to California. Our first single went nowhere fast. It was time for a change.
No, I've never heard that song. It was time for a change.
No. The song wasn't called It Was Time for a Change. We needed a change.
So the song was called We Needed a Change. Still haven't heard of it.
Tom, please don't fall into that trap.
Oh, I do love that song. Don't fall into that trap. You sang that one?
Sure. So, anyway, the band broke up. I was offered a contract to continue making music for Shelter Records as a solo artist.
Excellent. Things seem to be moving in the right direction for you. Especially with that song.
They were, even with that song I never sang. But I didn't want to be a solo artist. I wanted to be in a band. The only way I could get a contract was by going solo, so I reluctantly took the deal and started writing songs for my first record.